Right.
You're
Good
live.
morning. This is Ron Graham, the president of Haven, and just want to say on behalf of everybody that's here, welcome. We're glad you're here. You're choosing to spend your time with Haven. This is the Haven Zoom workshop. Happy holidays with Haven. We are excited. We have good plans for today's workshop. We have the always energetic, enthusiastic Stacie Gallegos is going to be sharing her no-bake peanut butter bars, which I am told, but I have no personal experience with, are undescribably delicious. That will have your family lining up for seconds and more. But I don't know about this myself, so we're going to have to fix this. That needs a remedy. The second half of the meeting, we will have the hostess with the mostest, Victoria Hillard, taking over for the fun and games department. And so we have a good day planned for you, and we hope you're planning to be with us till the end, because we do have door prize at the end, donated by the NFB of Houston chapter, the NFB of Texas Houston chapter. So thank you for that. We're good to go. Stacie, say hello. Victoria, say hello.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Good morning, everybody.
So, any Zoom housekeeping we need to do here?
So and this is Stacie. So right now we would ask that if everybody can remain muted, we will allow some time for questions, and we have co-hosts available that if you raise your hand, they will call on you, and we ask that you limit your questions to 30 seconds or less. And I think we all should know how to raise our hands, but in the event that you don't, it's *9 on your phone, Option Y if you're using a Mac, and Alt Y if you're using Windows. So.
And this is Raul. I have asked Paul and Sean to unmute temporarily to just do a quick camera check to see if we can get that working. If we can, great. If not, we will move on.
I am unmuted.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
Thank you for that.
Hey,
No
I'm
problem.
unmuted.
So right now I do not see camera from you guys at all.
At all. Okay. Let me see. Maybe I did something simple like forgot to turn on the camera.
That definitely happens to the best of us.
It does. Like I told it which camera to use. I did all that. So let me go. Yep, start video. Here we go.
All right,
Hey.
Looks pretty good. If there's any way to get more light on Stacie, that would be helpful, but otherwise it looks great.
Okay, so that's a good angle. Do you want to get that light over to your right?
You're reading my mind. If I can, I'm dancing with my hands in the air. Gotta love trying to find stuff. Okay.
And I don't know about that light that's behind you.
I think it's one over the sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one behind you actually kind of makes it harder. So does the window.
Gotcha.
Because it's creating, kind of putting her in a shadow.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we may just have to work on this later, but.
Okay. I don't know if Zoom had a thing to compensate for low light, so I might look at that.
All right.
I can at least kind of see her face a little better now. But your body is, oh, that's helping. Whatever you just did, Raul.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I could stand here. But anyway.
All right, things look good, so I'm going to go ahead and mute again, guys.
Okay. I just did a adjust for low light. I think that's what I turned on.
Oh, even better. Perfect.
That's better? Good.
Yes.
All right. So we have visual stuff for the visual folks that may be watching this. But for those of us who don't have visual skills or abilities, I'm happy to report that we are going to use our non-visual skills in the kitchen. If you guys have cooked with me before, you know that we don't use our vision in the kitchen if we're blind. We do things non-visually. So one of the things that I really love about cooking, you guys have heard this from me before, is I love collecting recipes. And today's recipe I cannot take full credit for because I got it from my friend Emily. And she knows how much we love peanut butter over here. And she was like, oh, you have to try these no-bake chocolate peanut butter bars. I'm like, okay, I'm sold. And so she sent it to me. I made them, and they've become a regular staple here at Casa Gallegos, or Buttercup Mansion, for those of you who've come over here before. They are very easy, and although they're not specifically tied to the holidays, Christmas, Valentine's, whatever, you can certainly make them as a quick, very easy, quick treat to take to a holiday party. So that's what we're going to do today. When I start cooking, I always like to get my stuff ready. So I have all of my stuff laid out on the counter to my left here. I've already washed my hands, so I think it's important before you do any meal prep that you wash your hands. And even before that, the area that you're going to be working on, I wiped my counter down. So I'm using a clean surface. I've got clean hands, and so I'm good to go. The recipe for today's treat will be sent to everybody along with our traditional post-workshop survey. So you will have this recipe that you can add to your collection if you're a recipe collector and such. So this recipe, as I mentioned, we don't do any cooking. We use the microwave. That's the only cooking we use. And so before I do that, though, I'm going to kind of go over the recipe. So this recipe, it's called no-bake chocolate peanut butter bars. It calls for 1 package, 1 sleeve of graham crackers. When you get a box of graham crackers, you usually have 3 sleeves in it if you buy a typical box at the grocery store. So you need 1 sleeve of graham crackers. You need 1 cup plus 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. And you need 6 to 8 ounces of, I'm using semi-sweet chips today, but you can use dark chocolate chips. You can use, you could use milk chocolate. I've typically either used milk chocolate or semi-sweet or dark chocolate chips. And then you need, the recipe itself calls for 2 cups of confectioner's or powdered sugar, but I have actually, over time as I've made these, I have dwindled that down. So the recipe that you will get will have the exact ingredients of the original recipe, and then you can certainly modify it. What I've done with regards to the powdered sugar is I've actually put 1 cup or even a cup and a half rather than the full 2 cups. I will warn you that these bars are very rich. So if you're going to eat one of these, you may want to cut them in very small pieces, and you also want to have a glass of milk on hand. Okay? And then you need 1 stick of butter that we will melt in the microwave. Okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to mash my graham crackers. And what I do is I get a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. I open my sleeve of graham crackers. So I'm doing that. And I'm going to put my crackers in the Ziploc bag. Okay. I'm going to put that over there and remember that I have it. I'm going to zip my bag up. So it's a regular 1-gallon Ziploc bag. I've got my crackers here. Now I'm able to use my hands to break these up. And so what I do is I use the back of my hand. I kind of clench it in a fist, and you'll hear I'm patting it. I'm flipping the bag over to kind of break up the larger pieces, and I'm going to turn it again. You want to make sure that you close your bag, otherwise you're going to have graham crackers all over your kitchen. I'm not speaking from experience, I'm just letting you know that can happen. So you want to break them up. I don't want to do it really fine, you know, it's okay to have some kind of smaller chunks of graham crackers in there. And like I said, I'm periodically flipping the bag over and kind of going on the bag with the heel of my hand. Okay, and so that's pretty good. So I have my bag of mashed up graham crackers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour them into my mixing bowl. You get those. And what I like to do when I'm cooking is I will also kind of clean up as I go. So I'm going to gather the trash from my graham crackers, and I'm going to put it in the bag that I just emptied the graham crackers. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to melt my stick of butter. So this is 1 stick or a 1/2 cup of butter. So the butter, 2 sticks equals 1 cup, and a 1/2 cup is 1 stick of butter. So that's kind of a cool equivalent that you can remember. I'm going to walk over to the microwave and melt my butter. And I'm going to do this for about 25-30 seconds. You want your butter to be completely melted. And I'm going to do 30. And while that's going, I'm going to go rinse my hands off because I don't like having crumbs on my hands. So I'm doing that. So the crust of the bars are your graham crackers, the powdered sugar, and 1 cup of peanut butter, and the stick of butter melted. So I'm going to mix all of that together in my bowl. Yep, so I melted my butter for about 30 seconds. And so depending on your microwave, you know, you'll determine how much you do. You want the butter to be completely melted, so you don't want any lumps in it. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to get my confectioner's sugar. The recipe calls for 2 cups. And what I might do on the recipe is I'll put the exact amount, but I'll let you guys know what I have done, and so you can try both ways. And then I would encourage you to also try your way. So I've got I'm going to use a cup of it. And my measuring cup, my 1 cup measuring cup was dirty because I did some baking last night. So I just did 2 1/2 cups. Because that 2 halves equal 1 whole. So that's what I did with that. I don't know why I just put that in the sink. I need that. I just put my 1 1/2 or my 1/2 cup in the sink because I need to get that for my peanut butter. How am I sounding? I walked away. So are you guys able to still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine, Stacie.
Cool. Okay. All right. So I rinsed my 1/2 cup off, and now I'm going to open my peanut butter. So I'm doing that. This is a brand new jar of peanut butter, so I'm having to. I never can get these things off. I have to use a knife to kind of open it, get it started. I'm doing that, peeling that off, getting all this cardboard. We don't want cardboard in our our bars. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put my trash in my little trash bag here. That way it keeps me from having to run back and forth from the counter to the trash can. And I'm gonna do 2 half cups of peanut butter. So I've got 1. I'm going to do 2. And that's kind of being stubborn. Okay. So now I'm done with my measuring cup. So what we're going to do now, and my sous chef, I'm surprised he's not out here. He usually helps with things like stirring and stuff. So the crust is done. I'm going to stir it. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to put the chocolate chips. I did a little bit of prep work before coming on. So I've got my chocolate chips here in the bowl. I'm using a glass, like a medium glass bowl that's microwave safe. I'm going to do, like I said, I used about a half a cup to 3/4 cup of chips. I just poured some from the bag, plus 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. Okay, and I'm going to put this in the microwave, and I'm going to start it. I'm going to do it in 1-minute increments, because you have to be careful with chocolate, because if you cook it too long, you can actually burn it, and nobody wants to eat burnt chocolate. So I'm going to put this in the microwave, and I'm going to do 1-minute increments of time. Now, while that's doing
Were you calling for the sous chef?
I was calling for the sous chef. Yeah.
Am I still needed?
You are needed.
All right. Hi, everybody.
The sous chef is going to stir. I am able to stir. I just don't like to, and it works. So the other
This
thing,
one here?
yes. So while he's stirring the dough and licking his fingers, which I don't recommend.
This isn't for public consumption. This is ours. I'm not sharing.
What I have done is I have an 8x8 square brownie pan.
And it's okay to mash these up a little more, right? Okay.
Yes, an 8x8 square brownie pan. And what I've done is I took a piece of aluminum foil and I folded it in half, and then I folded it on each side, so you kind of make a square. And I line the brownie pan with that. Okay?
Some technical advice?
Yes.
The microphone will hear you fine.
Okay. What was I doing?
Yelling?
Yelling?
This is how we talk in the kitchen to each other.
Cool. So I'm on my second interval of melting the chips. And so I've already got my pan prepared with the piece of aluminum foil. If you don't have aluminum foil, you can always use parchment paper, or you can use wax paper and put on the bottom.
I'm still not sure on the difference between parchment and wax paper.
Okay. So I've got that prepared, and I'm going to grab my little wood spatula, because I'm going to stir the chips in a minute. So what I have here, it's actually a plastic. It has
show it over here by where
it has a plastic handle, and then it's got kind of like a silicone spatula part. And some people call these a rubber spatula. Some people call them a cake froster.
You can even use it like this spoon here that I've been mixing. You can use it to scrape the stuff off.
You can.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So I'm gonna check.
This should be done.
Yep.
May I have the spoon?
Yes.
It's mine.
So I'm gonna stir my chocolate chips. He's pushing me out of the way. They're so good. He's pushing me out of the way to get to them.
Hey, I'm off camera.
So I'm probably gonna do this 1 more minute, and then it'll be good to go. do that. In the meantime, if you, Mr. Gallegos, could stop eating the spoon and come over and spread this in the pan for me.
Is that right?
Yes. So once you get your batter or the bottom or the bar part made, all mixed up, now is the time to go and spread it in the pan. Just a tip for spreading, what I usually do, I will use the spoon that I actually stirred with. I'll use the back of the spoon. You want to spread the crust or the bar part. You want to spread it from corner to corner, so it's kind of evenly spread throughout the pan. So he's gonna actually do that. Off. He's rinsing that spoon off, which is good. And I am taking the chips out of the microwave because they are melted. Now, this bowl is a little hot, so you may want to be careful when you take something like that out of the microwave. What I usually do is I'll use a wash, like a dish rag, to kind of grab it.
All right, so back to me here. I got the clean spoon.
Yep. And I'm coming with a hot pan, hot pan.
And then I'm gonna take this and start spreading it into the lined square container.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And our chips are definitely melted. So what I do now, because I had the chocolate chips and I had 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, I'm stirring that with my rubber spatula.
So I start adding this now, right?
Yes.
Can I cover the peanut butter? Are we done with it? Because it's here.
I can cover it.
That way we don't. Word of advice, especially if you're me, is close stuff up when you're done with it. That way it's not left out. Okay. So.
All right. So we spread. We're spreading.
So first I'm
from corner to corner.
Yeah. First I'm scooping it in, and then I'm using the back of the spoon to spread it out. So I'm holding the pan with one hand and spreading it out with the other. I'm left-handed, so I typically spread with the left hand while holding the item here with the right.
And while he's doing that, I'm kind of stirring the chocolate, so we have the chocolate and the peanut butter are well mixed. This is hot, as I mentioned, so I'm using a dishcloth to hold on to the bowl. You could possibly use a plastic bowl. That might be better to help, not have a hot container. But
and I'm using my finger here to kind of guide this. My hands are clean. Just whether you wear gloves or have clean hands, it is what it is. Our Amazon lady keeps going off.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so we're going to spread that corner to corner.
All right. Oh, yes. That's her hint to me to make sure you get the corners. All right. Now it's not spreading flat, so
I'll deal with it.
She's gonna flatten that part when she adds the other stuff to it. So meanwhile, I'm doing the more dry stuff just to kind of spread it as flat or as corner to corner as possible. Checking the back corner. Okay. All right. See, we should have music in the background to compensate for those quiet moments.
Right.
So that's what we're keeping a dialogue going. Otherwise, it gets awkward. Like Donkey from Shrek when he says, "You know that awkward moment when you're talking and nobody responds, and then there's that awkward moment."
You wonder if the call's still going.
And then in this case, you wonder if the call's still going, and then all you hear is cricket, cricket.
So, are you actually working? Because you're doing a lot of talking.
I talk while I work. I'm like the Snow White dwarfs. I'm whistling while I work, but I talk while I work. Okay, I'm done.
Oh, you missed the bowl.
Well, get it yourself.
Did you do that intentionally so you could have that piece?
No.
He's over at the sink eating the remnants of the spoon. Okay, so what I'm doing, and he actually did a very good job. But what I'm doing is I'm kind of spreading it out because there are couple of places where it's kind of lumpy. So I'm just taking my fingertips and I'm kind of spreading it out. Okay. So now.
And tip, this is something I've always done is after pretty much every stage, I always wash my hands.
Yes.
That way for whatever you do next, you start off with a fresh set of clean hands.
Yep. And if at any time when you're cooking you scratch your face or you brush your hair out of your face or you itch your nose, please go wash your hands. That's just
Stacie, we do have a hand raised.
okay.
I don't know if this is a good time. Velma?
Yeah, I can take a question as I'm scooping chocolate into the bowl. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I think I accidentally raised my hand. I apologize.
All right. Well, we're glad you're here today, Velma. Good to see you here.
Nice to see you too, Ron. And by the way, I'm loving the recipe.
Good. So I am holding the bowl with one hand with the rag. As I think about this while I'm doing this, I would probably say you may want to try to have warm your stuff up in a plastic bowl. I'm rinsing my hands because I got some chocolate on them. So what I did is I put the chocolate peanut butter mixture over the bars. And so now what I'm going to do with the rubber spatula that I stirred that with is I'm going to go from corner to corner, kind of in a grid pattern. So up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm going to go from left to right, so back, side to side. And then I'm going to go diagonal, so from one corner to the next corner, from one corner to the next corner. You want to make sure that all of your batter, your bottom, is covered in chocolate. And what I'm doing, not everybody does this, but this is what I do, is I've got my index finger and I'm kind of lightly touching just to make sure that I have stuff spread. I don't have a place missing. And I think it's okay, perfectly okay, if you use one finger. I'm not licking my finger, I can assure you that. I washed my hands before this, and so, I'm just lightly touching to make sure that I got everything, and I did. I got a little bit of chocolate left, so I'm going to try to get as much of that chocolate out of the bowl as possible. Otherwise, Mr. Gallegos is going to have another bowl to eat.
I'm just a dog.
No. All right, so I have spread this. It looks pretty good. It's all kind of even, corner to corner. There is some chocolate left in this bowl. So now, what you're going to do with your bars is we've got everything's done. You're going to put them in the refrigerator so they can chill for, I would say, 2 to 3 hours. And once they're chilled, you'll be able to take them out and cut them into squares. And you will put them in I'm going to actually do this. I'm putting mine in the fridge. And I'm going to say, hey, Google, set timer 2 hours.
All right, 2 hours.
Of course, I'll be gone when that goes off, but I'll cancel the timer before we leave. So you chill them, you let them chill, and then you cut them into squares. You could put them in a plastic container, and take them to a party. You can have them at home, just as a real quick, tasty treat. So that's how you do no-bake chocolate peanut butter bars. Very easy, very little cooking. You just use the microwave to melt your butter and your chocolate chips. And then You let them chill for a while, and they're amazing.
All right. Well, thank you, Stacie. And we do have another hand raised. Matthew?
Hi, Stacie. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. I love this cooking tutorial.
Well, I'm so glad you joined us. This is our younger son, Matthew, guys, who came on to say hello and watch the cooking demo. You actually have had
I
these, haven't
have.
you,
Yep.
Matthew?
Yep, they are really good. I can vouch for that.
So he's going to be here in a few days, actually. So I'm sure we'll make some of these while he's here.
Oh
So
yeah, maybe I can
where-
help. It looks really fun.
where are you at now, Matthew?
I'm in North Dakota right now, so a complete opposite side of the country.
Well, kind of chilly up there.
Just a little. We're expecting a storm here soon in like a few days, which is like horrible timing with travel and whatnot. But yeah, we got this. We're used to it.
Well, I'm glad you tuned in. Do we have any more questions?
That's it.
Something that I'm thinking about as I'm talking to you guys, what you could do if you were industrious. I've never tried this. The idea just popped into my head. But you could get some cupcake, the little paper cupcake holder things, and you could actually put some of these in. You could make these where you put some of this batter into the little muffin cupcake holders, and you could make little peanut butter cups.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
You could do that too. I just thought of that actually. I may try that.
And you got a couple of more questions. You have Laura and then Monica after her.
Okay, go ahead, Laura. Laura, are you unmuted? All right, well, let's go to Monica and then we'll come back to you.
Hi, Stacie.
Hey.
Would I be able to substitute and use almond butter instead of peanut butter?
I never have done that. I recommend that you try it.
Okay.
It would be the same measurements,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to change the measurements. So, I've never done that, but I can't see why you wouldn't be able to.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I think that's a good tip to remember. Try and experiment. If you got a question, if you wonder if something can work, try it out.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? Laura, are you unmuted?
No.
She's still muted. I've asked her to unmute, and we also have Ned with a hand raised.
Okay, go ahead, Ned.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for this recipe. My question is, you cycled your chocolate chips, I think, 2 or 3 times to melt them. How did you know when they were ready to take out of the microwave and put on top of your base?
That's a great question. So what I did after each 1-minute interval is I would stir them with my rubber spatula. And so when I didn't feel any lumps, with the spatula, that's when I knew that it was probably okay to go ahead and take them out. And they were able to, it was ready to be spread. So that's a good question. Laura, if you're on a Windows computer, Alt-A will unmute you.
Well, I think it's locked down, so they can't.
Oh, that's true. So I think Ron sent you a request to unmute.
I did.
Anybody else while we're waiting for Laura?
It won't work.
Well, just
I see Nicole Finley has raised her hand.
Okay, go ahead, Nicole. Nicole, I think you were sent a request to unmute.
Zoom meeting. Mute. Currently unmuted. All plus
Okay.
A.
Yep, there you are. What's your question?
This is Clarice.
Go ahead, Clarice.
Oh yeah, I have a twofold question.
Okay.
Number one, will plant butter work as well as regular butter?
I'm not sure. Kind of goes back to the same almond thing.
Okay.
You know, try it and see.
Okay. Number two, are you mixing your graham crust and everything? I mean, graham crumbs and everything together at one time when you do this?
Yep. So you mix the crushed graham crackers, the melted butter, 1 cup of peanut butter, and your powdered sugar. In this instance, I used 1 cup, but the original recipe calls for 2 cups. So when I get the recipe sent out, I'll send the recipe to Ron, and he will include it with the survey and stuff. I
Okay.
will go ahead and put the original recipe, and I will put notes that say, this is what I do. And that
Okay.
way you have the original, and then you have what Stacie does.
Oh,
And I have a
okay.
question for
Okay,
your
that
chat
works.
that Laura sent.
Okay.
Says, I am pre-diabetic. Is there a substitute for powdered sugar?
Uh,
I don't know.
Probably not. I recommend if you're diabetic, that you either have a very small piece or you just forego having them all together.
This is
Um,
Clarice again. I can
uh-huh.
answer that. I'm not diabetic, but she could use stevia. That's what I use instead of sugar.
Okay. I've never done that, so again, you would need to try it.
This is Velma. I have another suggestion. She could also use monk fruit because they use that for a substitute for sugar as well. And if you do that, then you can blend it up in a blender so it becomes like really fine, almost like powdered sugar. So it might have that same consistency instead of being like a sugar consistency, if that makes sense.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great.
And this is Sarah. I wanted to echo, I was about to say that same thing, but actually you can buy powdered monk fruit now just about in all of the grocery stores. I picked it up at Walmart, at Sprouts. I believe I've even seen it at HEB, but you do have to kind of play around to get the right kind of taste for your, for your own taste buds.
Okay, that's great. So it's monk, like MONK.
Yep, just like monk, MONK fruit.
Okay, cool. All right. All right.
Can I
Any
ask
other?
a question, Stacie? This is Velma. Why do you
Yes.
use 1 cup of powdered sugar instead of 2? Have you tried it both ways?
I have, and when we did it the original way, it was just way too sweet, even for my husband who's not diabetic. So,
I
yeah.
think this is Raul, and I'm off camera. The trade-off when you use the less amount of sugar is it does make it a little more on the bitter side. I wouldn't say bitter, like if I had to categorize it on a scale of 1 to 5, where 1 is no bitter at all and 5 is if you can't handle it, I would say maybe it's like a 1.5. You know what I mean? It's a very mild, because you have less sugar and you have more of the peanut butter and the chocolate. So, but it is certainly better. We like it better this way, and you definitely want to have it with some coffee with no sugar in the coffee, or with a glass of milk.
Okay. And can I ask one more question? What kind of chocolate chips are you using? Are you using semi-sweet, dark chocolate?
So today, so today I used semi-sweet, but I have used dark chocolate chips.
So which way did you prefer it better?
I like them both.
I love dark chocolate. That's why I asked.
I think dark chocolate is really the way to go.
Dark chocolate.
You know, But these aren't going to be bad. So,
Oh, and I have one more suggestion. Like, you know how you were saying to use the cupcake liners?
yes.
I have some silicone cupcake liners. So to me, you know, if you put the batter in first and you let it freeze, it'll be so much easier to pop it out because, you know, you're using like the silicone liners, the reusable ones. So
Yep.
I was sitting there thinking that when you said that, but
And chances are, and that's a good suggestion, chances are they're probably not going to be difficult to remove because you're going to have the oil from the peanut butter. So, I've never frozen these. You know, I've only put them in the refrigerator and they last about a week. You know, if you put them in an airtight container, they're probably good for a week, but they typically don't last that long here. So, so, are there any other questions?
how many bars do you normally get out of just like your regular size that you make normally?
So I used an 8x8 pan and it really depends on how big you cut them. I'm thinking in my mind that you could probably get, because I cut them pretty small, you could probably get 16 bars from an 8x8 pan. Because I cut them in the size of about, if you were to have 2 postage stamps. So they're small because they're rich. They really are rich.
That makes sense.
So I think if you cut them smaller, you could probably get 16. If you cut them about the size of the small Post-it notes, like the little squares, you could probably get 9 or 12.
All right. And Nicole does have her hand raised. I've asked her to unmute. Nicole? Bum, 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 bum.
And I think people are able to unmute themselves. Again, if you're
Yeah.
on a computer, it's Alt-A. So, you know, this is just a real quick, easy, very minimal ingredient recipe. Like I said, it's not specific to the Christmas or holiday season, but it has become that for us. And you know, it doesn't really, I mean, the only appliance that you really use is a microwave. And just for sake of the camera and people knowing, I have, our microwave is marked with bump dots. So you know, I know how to set that independently.
And Ned has raised his hand again.
Go ahead, Ned.
Yes, this is a tech issue. On a PC, you can press the space bar and that will unmute you.
Yep, that's true. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so that might help Nicole find her
Well,
unmute
she
button.
lowered her hand, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? Well, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for the recipe and appreciate those of you that gave other tips and look forward to cooking with you guys in the new year because I know we'll do some more cooking workshops in the future.
So happy holidays.
Yep, happy holidays. I celebrate Christmas, so I'm going to say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
But I will say also to encompass everyone that may not, happy holidays and hope everyone continues to stay safe. And we'll see you guys in the new year.
All right. So thank you, Stacie. Thank you, Raul. You're a good sous chef there. And Victoria, I'm going to call you up. You're next up, and we're going to let you run with the rest of this program here today.
Yay, I'm here. Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
good deal.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. And I just hope everybody's ready for some fun, some games, some questions to be answered. And we're kind of just going to do it the fun way. So no need to raise hands in this section. We're going to have a couple of trivia questions, but then also one of the fun things is holiday, well, actually Christmas Family Feud. So we'll have some Family Feud questions, and I think that'd be fun. So we'll go ahead and throw out answers with that, and then we'll go over what the answers that they have listed to see how many of us. Well, number one, who got the number one answer, obviously, and then the other answers that have been stated and not stated. That's always a fun one too. So, are we ready to go? We ready? Yeah. Okay, so we'll go ahead and then let's get started with some questions. So the first one we're going to do, I just wanted to do, I'll throw in, excuse me, trivia questions all the way in between. So my first trivia. Can you guys hear me?
Feedback? We're hearing a lot of feedback from somebody.
Somebody
here.
might have a speaker. I might be on somebody's speakerphone.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So the first thing I wanted to ask, and I just want people to throw out answers on this one. Can somebody name the number one Christmas song of all time? Just any guesses? Throw them out there. Come off of mute and throw out some answers. The number one Christmas song of all time.
I'll abstain because I'm a know-it-all.
This is Ned.
Go ahead, Ned. What you got?
I'm going to say White Christmas.
Okay. All right.
See, I just
Anybody
unmuted.
else?
I'm out. You're in there.
Why you left?
I can't win anyway.
Okay.
Oh.
Anybody else? Okay.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Okay. I'll be home for Christmas. Anybody else? Any other?
I'm gonna
suggestions?
say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph. Okay. Got some other ones.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
That's a good. Is that the title of that song? I've always wondered
It's
that.
the
I have
Christmas
no
song.
idea. Oh, the Christmas song.
It's called the Christmas
Okay.
song. Yep.
Okay, because I was looking for songs, and I thought the same thing. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. So, all right. So we will go ahead. Are you guys ready for the answer?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Jingle Bells, Peter.
Jingle Bell. Okay, that's another one. All right,
Dun, dun, dun.
let's go. Dun, 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 dun. So Ned was actually correct. And it is White Christmas is actually the number one song of all time. So that is that one. So let's see here. And then if you pull up the Christmas stuff, I have my handy dandy helper here to help me with some stuff. And we're gonna pull up some Christmas Family Feud questions so we can do that. And in the meantime, how's everybody's holidays going? Everybody's doing good and getting ready for the holidays?
Oh, yes. I'm looking forward to a Christmas party this Wednesday.
Hey, Max.
Hey, how you doing, Ron? How's everybody?
Max.
Good.
I'm looking forward to a good Christmas party that the Lions are putting on in Windsor where I live. So that's going to be fun.
Good deal.
So I'll put myself back on mute now and let someone else speak.
I'll come up with comments.
Hey,
Okay.
Karen.
Hey, Karen.
I'm going to be doing some music for my Sunday school Christmas party next Sunday. There'll be 3 different musicians next week, so the 3 of us will be taking turns, and it's going to be a festive holiday.
Awesome. That sounds good.
And my favorite Christmas song this year is The Most Wonderful Time of the Year.
Oh, yes, that is a good one. I love that one too. All right. So for our, anybody else want to share what they have going on before we go to our first Family Feud question?
How do you play
Okay.
Family Feuds? My question.
Well, they're just questions that are from Family Feud, the game, but we're just answering them. So we're going to call out the answers, then we'll go down the list and see how many people agree with the answers that have been said according to Family Feud surveys of 100 people. Okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, so let's see here. The first question is, since we did the #1 Christmas song of all time, let's do, and this actually has been scored and rated by movie. So the #1 Christmas movie of all time. Anybody want to take a guess at
A
those?
Wonderful
Miracle
Life.
on 34th Street.
How the
Okay.
Grinch Stole Christmas.
This is
That's a
Ned.
good one.
The
I would
Christmas
say It's a
Story.
Wonderful
It's a
Life.
wonderful Christmas. I mean, a wonderful life. Oh, she said it before
Wonderful,
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's good.
Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
That's
Christmas
Otis.
Carol.
Christmas,
You,
oh, I love that one.
you mean it's not Die Hard?
Elf.
Elf is a good one.
Polar Express.
Where's my
Oh,
AirPod?
that's a good one.
It just dropped. Next.
I'm sorry, I'm not really sure what answer I have. Sorry.
All right.
Hello, you guys there? Sorry,
Char-
my AirPod fell out my ear and I couldn't find it. I'm sorry.
I was going to say,
Charlie
well,
Brown Christmas.
Oh, that's a good one. Charlie Brown Christmas. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's go over what we have. Let's see. What is let's say Max will be my helper. Max, what's the #1 movie, Christmas movie of all time?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. Who said that one? Ding,
Mhm.
ding, ding.
Had a few
That
people
was the
say it.
first one.
Yeah.
I
What
think
was
several
next?
of us said it at the same. I said it at the same time. Another
Oh, did
lady
you?
said it.
Yep, I said it too.
Oh no,
You
in the
said it
Polish
first.
weekend.
I was thinking
Go
that
to
though.
Family Feud.
Uh-huh.
On OneDrive. Christmas Family Feud question. Okay. All right, so we're going, let's go ahead.
I'm not hungry yet, Seth.
All right, so let's go. You see them? Family Feud. Yeah.
This
Christmas
is a little
Family
bit of
Feud.
trivia about It's a Wonderful Life. What made it so popular is because they did not renew the copyright on the film and it fell into the public domain. So that's why they could show it forever and ever and ever so many times.
And they do.
Well, actually, I heard that that's true, but I heard they renewed the copyright, so that's why you don't see it as much on TV as you used to, supposedly, unless I got that wrong. But
Wait a minute. It's
Huh.
a Wonderful Life? What?
That was
The
It's a Wonderful Life, the movie?
Yes, the
They
film was
didn't-
copyrighted and therefore that has limited showings. And after so many years, it falls into the public domain. Either the estate or the family or whoever owns the rights to it did not renew the copyright, and then everybody could show it, just show it all the time without paying any royalties or anything. And but then another person said it maybe went back to being copyrighted.
yeah, that's what I
Hmm.
thought. I heard it was back to being copyrighted again. Now, if I'm wrong, I should look it up. But you're correct,
Okay.
though.
Hi, Ned.
Well, I tell, those are some good trivia, Christmas trivia, right?
Well, what's the movie with Ralph?
Yeah, that is true.
Christmas Story. That's Ralph, the movie with the little shotgun.
Yes,
Right,
isn't that
yeah.
one of?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's A Christmas Story.
Right,
And now there's
yeah.
a new version that came out in November. Ralph is now grown up and he has 2 children of his own, and it's called A Christmas Story Christmas. It just came out in November.
Oh, that sounds neat. I remember You'll Shoot Yourself in the Eye. That was that one, right?
Yes. And the house
All right.
the house they filmed it in Cleveland just sold. They went on the real estate market, and whoever owned it since 2004 put it up for sale, and I think somebody bought it. So that was in the news this past week.
Yeah, right. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and we will do another Family Feud question with some answers. So this question is, name something people decorate.
A tree.
Christmas tree.
Their
Their
house.
house,
The front
Your
door.
door.
their car,
Okay.
Themselves. Christmas cards.
I said
Myself.
decorate. Yeah, decorate the roof? No, not the roof.
Possibly their dinner plate, maybe like the decorating a Christmas meal on your dinner
Like
plate.
like the table.
That is true. And you know what? I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hint. So think outside of Christmas, because even though this is on my Christmas Family Feud, there is other things. So think outside of Christmas. Name something you decorate.
Oh,
Cakes, cookies.
Decorate your yard with all
Mhm.
kinds of Christmas displays.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Right.
Yard, yeah. Cookies.
your house.
Cookies.
That covers a lot of bases.
So cookies.
Right.
The light poles downtown. You know how they would decorate those light poles and stuff.
Oh, the
Yes.
boxes, the light pole
Yes.
boxes.
Right.
Walls.
Cakes and cupcakes and donuts.
All
Oh,
right.
that's
So
right.
yeah, that's it. Okay.
Especially
Let's
sprinkles.
Maxie, let's get the answer. So name something that we decorate. Max, what's the number one answer? Christmas tree. Christmas tree was the number one answer. What's
Right.
the next one? House/rooms. I think I heard somebody say those.
Mm-hmm.
What was next?
I did.
Oh, a cake. So I did hear somebody say cake. Decorate a
That was
cake.
me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what was next? Easter egg. Easter egg. That's why I was saying think outside of Christmas,
Oh,
because Easter egg. So
okay.
yes. All right. Maxie, what is our next Family Feud question?
Name something Mrs. Claus might leave the North Pole to escape from.
Okay. Name something Mrs. Claus might leave the North Pole to escape from.
The snow.
Santa.
Santa Claus.
Snowstorm.
The weather. No, the weather.
The question again.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking
What's the
Santa
question
Claus.
again?
That the question is no, she's on the right track. I'm telling you. Name something Mrs. Claus would. What was it?
Would escape the North Pole.
Why would Santa Claus want to escape the North Pole? Is that the question?
Yeah, might want to.
Mrs.
leave
Claus.
Mrs. Claus might want to leave the North Pole to escape from.
The
The
damn elves
elves.
are driving them crazy.
Yep.
Santa Claus
The
is
rain-
driving her nuts. She needs a
Yeah.
vacation.
The reindeer
tired
have
of-
gone ragged.
Yeah, she's tired of cleaning up reindeer poop.
That's the reindeer poop, right?
How about you scream Dr. Santa, drink all the beer?
All right, that's a good. Okay, Maxie, what is number one?
The number one answer, the cold.
The cold. Okay,
That
number
was
two.
the weather.
Santa was number two.
Okay.
And the next one? Annoying elves. I think I heard somebody say that. one.
Yes.
And what was the next one? Reindeers. All right. And the reindeer poop. I'm sure that's the reason for the reindeers, right?
What was number
All
one?
right. What's number
cold.
one was
The
the cold.
cold.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So are you all ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead with the next question, Maxie. Oh, I'm sorry. Can we?
What'd you do? Lose your earpiece again? AirPod?
Uh-oh.
We're
Hi,
missing
Ron.
you. Hey, what's up, Nicole? Glad you're here.
Am I finally unmuted?
Yes, you are. So, Victoria, I think we lost your AirPod again or something, lady.
No, I think she did lose it.
But so, well, I don't have any.
Here's a trivia question.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Ned.
What reindeer names mean thunder and lightning?
Oh boy, that's a good.
Tap your German here.
What reindeer names mean, when you look at all the names, Comet, Cupid, Vixen, Prancer, Dancer, Donner, Blitzen, which of those names mean thunder and lightning?
Oh
I'm
boy.
gonna say
I
Blitzen.
said Blitzen.
Blitzen.
Donner and
Donner.
Blitzen.
Yes, Blitzen is lightning in German, and Donner used to be Donder And then Donder became Donner. So that's thunder and lightning.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay, well, that was a really good trivia
yeah, that
question.
was a good one. Good.
Yeah, would not have guessed that one.
Since you started this conversation, Ned, how do you get the reindeer definition? I didn't even think there was any definition for them.
Well, reindeer, it's they're part of the elk family or the moose family or something. They're
All I can tell you is there's some kind of deer.
yeah, they're not like the deer that we have here in Texas or
No,
other
they're
states.
small.
Okay, are you guys there? I'm so sorry. I don't know why I got kicked out. Okay, are you guys there?
Yes,
We
we're
are.
here.
Glad you're back.
Yes, we're
Sorry
glad you're
about
back.
that.
Sorry,
All
I
right,
didn't know I
let's
was
see.
muted one. Yeah, go ahead.
That's okay. Are you guys ready? What was the next question, Maxie? That was that we just did before I was. Name something you can hang on a Christmas. Okay, that's an easy. Okay, name something, and there's 4 answers on there. 5 answers on this one. 5 answers on this one. I'm just thinking. Name something you hang on a Christmas tree.
Ornament. An angel.
Ornament.
Christmas
Light.
star.
Peppermint sticks.
Tinsel.
Yeah.
Tinsel.
Oh my
Tinsel,
gosh.
yes.
Okay, so you guys, I guess I was because I'm like, what the heck can you hang except for an ornament?
I mentioned ornaments.
Ribbon.
Garland.
Oh, ribbon.
popcorn.
Okay. Oh, popcorn.
Yeah, I had said that.
Garland. Does anybody still do that popcorn thing?
I would hope not.
My mom says garland.
Okay, garland. All
That's
right.
one thing they still do on the Hallmark Christmas movies. They're doing
Yeah,
the
where they
pop-
string it, right? With the thread
Mhm.
and the needle.
That's too time consuming.
Who has the patience to do that?
Exactly. That is very time consuming.
Yeah.
But you know, that gives me a good idea. You can actually make plastic ones and just string it and sell it. People would probably buy it for the nostalgia of having the popcorn on the tree.
Right.
And it'll keep.
Yeah.
You can take construction paper and cut it into strips. How I did this in kindergarten, and we then looped it over and glued them, and you made they're like little rings all connected. Green, they're green and red and gold. I did that in kindergarten.
I
In that
so
last
fun.
century.
Yeah, that sounds so fun. Okay, let's see what we have as the answers. What was the number 1 answer, Max?
Ornament, probably.
Ornament, it sure was. You are so right. And
Oh,
next
man.
answer? Angel. Oh, I heard somebody say angel.
Yep.
And what was next? Candy canes.
Oh,
did somebody
yes.
say candy canes?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I did. What was
Yes,
the
I
next one?
did.
Lights were on there. And
Right.
what else? Tinsel. Oh, I think Ned said tinsel. Didn't you say tinsel?
Yes, I said tinsel. What number was that?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the last. How many people said tinsel?
I said tinsel.
9 out of 100 said
Yeah.
tinsel is spelled. How do you spell tinsel?
Tinsel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, I am half German. I grew up some in Germany, and I want to share this because it's a different, it's a little different culture. This is Ron.
Okay.
And I, one of the things when we grew up, my mom, she's German, and this was the coolest thing. We'd get these little chocolate ornaments. I mean, they'd be little chocolate circles. Some would have, what's that called? Sprinkles on them, just different shapes, and they'd be hung on the tree with thread or something. And and the thing was, it was just really mysterious. By the time Christmas came, all those candy ornaments were gone.
Oh my.
But what I do remember in Germany, there were some places, and it was always in a controlled environment, that would still do a Christmas tree with actual candles on it. It was beautiful, but I understand why we use lights today. But that,
Right.
turn out the lights in a room with a Christmas tree that's lit up with candles. Man, that's pretty
Oh,
awesome.
I bet you that's beautiful. Ron, how do you do that safely?
Well, and that's the thing, you know, it has to be in a very controlled environment. This was not in a home. This was like at a church or a public display.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Chocolate ornaments, everything was chocolate.
Hey, that's pretty
Ron?
awesome, isn't it?
That
Yeah.
sounds great. I'd probably be eating all the ornaments.
We did. What's up, Ned?
Yes, and I believe the modern day Christmas tree comes from Germany.
Absolutely does.
In the 1800s, Prince Albert brought the Christmas tree from Germany to England with Queen Victoria, and then the tradition caught on.
That was in 1800, you said?
Yeah, probably in the 1840s, Prince Albert brought the but it goes back to Germany.
So the original song, O Tannenbaum.
Yes.
Tannenbaum is a Christmas tree.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's another piece of trivia. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was recorded by Gene Autry. And when he was approached to sing it, he said, no, I'm not going to do it.
Why?
And his wife convinced, he said it was the dumbass song. And I'm sorry for my language. And his wife convinced him to do it. And it ended up being his #1 recorded song for Gene Autry, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
So now where did Rudolph come from originally? Because someone came up with the idea for this Rudolph. Anybody know?
I don't know.
It was an advertising campaign for Montgomery Wards.
Are you kidding?
No way. That's for real.
Every time.
Yes, I've heard that. Yes.
Yeah.
Montgomery Wards.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, that was, for those of you who are too young to know, Montgomery Wards was a large chain mail order department store, kind of like Sears.
Yes.
And that was their biggest competitor.
My grandmother loved Montgomery Ward. That was her store.
My first credit card was Montgomery Ward's. 18 years old. But yeah.
Ron, do you still have it as a souvenir?
Oh no, that's antique, old history, past trash. Sorry. But you're right. That'd be probably of interest, if not of value.
I got a side question just for my curiosity. Does anybody have a favorite flavor candy cane? Mine's is cherry and caramel. What's it called? Butterscotch.
I'm gonna be trying some candy cane hot chocolate.
Wait, cherry.
Oh, I love that. That sounds good.
Candy cane hot chocolate. Yeah, I'll be trying that today.
Chocolate?
Yeah, a friend of mine's. Yep, hot chocolate with candy cane. My friend's gonna bring it over later today.
I did another chocolate canes.
Because the candy canes, they come in different colors, and different colors are different flavors. Like green would be like mint, like green and red would be green, red, and white would be minty.
Yeah,
I love those ones.
Blue would be blueberry.
Cane. I had never heard of a hot chocolate one.
Hot
I
chocolate
never have
flavor.
either. Only thing I know about candy cane, other than what I'm learning today, is about the red and white ones that have been around for years.
There's also some. I've just learned recently about some other flavors. Some like dill pickle candy cane. That's just. Yeah, I don't know about that, but
that's pushing the envelope for me.
And speaking of candy canes, I think the stripes, there's 3 close stripes come together, and there's some symbolism there for the stripes on the candy cane.
It represents the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Really?
Yes. When they weren't supposed to openly go to be a Christian, the baker got this idea that he would take a candy cane and put a crook on it, and that's for the shepherd, and the 3 stripes.
Staff, yeah.
Yeah, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Kind of like a hidden
hidden to
Oh,
celebrate, for them to celebrate.
Thank you for that, Joy.
And where was this done at? Where was this done at? Like, was this back? When was this done, and where was it done at?
It was back in the days where they weren't able to worship openly that they were Christians.
Oh wow.
Yeah, right. Well, where they had to hide their religion. They had to hide it.
Yeah, there's still countries where that has to happen.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, since we're doing candy and all that, I have a family feud question for you guys related to, well, something that we consume. What are popular drinks at Christmas time?
Eggnog.
Eggnog.
Cocoa.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Apple cider.
In my country, it's something called
Which
Sparrow.
is still from apple juice.
Yes, it is. Wait, and I'm sorry, what was that in your country?
Peter.
What did he say in his country?
Peter,
Well, the country my parents are from Jamaica. It's something called Sparrow. It's made with these kind of hibiscus petals and ginger, and sometimes you throw in a little rum in there or whatever. But
you're in the islands, Mom.
Spice it up a little bit, huh? Spice it up.
Hot
Hey, I have a
chocolate.
question for the German person when we have a chance.
Okay, so let me I'll go ahead. We'll have time we'll do some chatter, and after I list out the answers to this one, which I will tell you guys have surprised me even with some of them, but for Christmas time anyway. So obviously, there's no question that eggnog was the number one answer, right? Everybody knows that.
If there's any doubt.
Definitely right. That was the number one. Now this one kind of surprised me that's on here. Mimosa. Have you guys heard of that at Christmas time?
Surprised by that one.
Yeah,
that's
like
I thought that was mimosas were for
That
any
surprises
time.
me too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, well, I thought it was for any time too, so I didn't think that would be on the Christmas list. But here's the next one is mild wine.
Mild wine. I've never heard of mild wine.
That's
I guess
that's actually mulled wine. You take
is that what
wine,
it's okay? Voiceover is
mulled.
not saying it right.
You take
Okay.
the wine and you put the spices in it, and it mulls in there. Yeah.
So you've heard of that? Okay, so it's not mild as in hot or
When you
spicy.
said mild wine, I thought you were talking about kosher wine.
Right. That's what me too. I'm like, okay, that's what okay, so well then the last one was spice cider.
Spice cider.
Spice cider.
Cider. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, spice
That's
cider.
like hot cider. It's like hot cider.
Hot cider with like cinnamon or something. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Okay. So did somebody want to comment? Because we can interact in between questions. I feel free to do so. We have plenty of time.
I heard a news story, or I heard somebody on the radio say that they're trying to create a new kind of way of making eggnog instead of having it with with milk or something like that. Instead of making it that, you can make it with you replace something with mayonnaise, like Hellman's mayonnaise.
I mean, I like mayonnaise, but not in my drink.
No, that's right.
You know, in Germany there is a drink, and you only see it at Christmas time at the Christkindlmarkt, called Glühwein. It's a warm wine. It's served warm. That
sounds interesting. I like to try that.
Yeah. You go to these markets. They're open air markets. You go shopping for Christmas in December. The big one that I know of was always in Nuremberg, and we'd go there, and I mean, they'd sell this Lebkuchen, which is gingerbread. You'd have gingerbread hearts and all this, but you'd have Glühwein, and I mean, that was a popular drink. I mean, even I was a teenager, and that was a popular drink for everybody, no matter what age.
I like wine.
No, it has no alcohol in it, if that's the case.
I mean,
No, it has alcohol, but I think it's very mild, light alcohol.
Right.
Yeah. Well, like
I
the eggnog, doesn't eggnog have alcohol in it or
Depends
no?
on who
Not the
makes
way I
it.
drink it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I what does eggnog have in it? I mean, I've never liked it, but
I
it's
think it has
Egg
brandy
yolk.
or rum.
Oh,
Yeah,
alcohol
it's
wise,
brandy
yeah.
or rum. It's one or the other. I can't remember which
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, but it's milky to me. I don't too much care for it.
It's so heavy.
It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
thick. I think it's got nutmeg in it or cinnamon.
It does
Yeah,
have
it
nutmeg.
does.
Yeah.
It does. That's
Yeah, it's
why I
very
don't like
thick.
it.
I don't like it very.
Mhm.
What
I
about
don't either.
peppermint schnapps? I like that.
Oh, I actually I
like
like that
I
one
like
too.
I like peppermint schnapps with hot chocolate. That-
Mm-hmm.
I've
Yeah,
never had that.
it's a minty hot chocolate. That sounds good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's more than
that-
mint though, but it probably have you on.
Now,
have you
I was
passed out
shocked when you
somewhere.
said mimosas because I'm like, a mimosa, really? Because to me,
Right.
that's more of a brunch type of.
It is a
That's,
brunch.
that's what I think.
But
Yes.
but
Yeah.
wouldn't mimosas? I think of mimosa as a southern drink, so maybe other parts of the world would serve mimosa.
And see, I don't associate that with Southern.
Christmas.
For me, it's
Mm,
like
yeah.
I associate it with like because it's
That's it.
champagne and orange juice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I associate it kind of like wealthy, snooty, like kind of.
The champagne
That's what
set.
right. Yeah,
Really?
that sounds.
I associate it with getting my nails and toast, and I always get a mimosa.
Well,
yeah.
I guess when I was younger, because now I can see it, but when I was younger, it was always seen, glamorized for us to, see that. I didn't see that the way I see it now, obviously, because I'm an adult now. Now I'm partaking, but but actually I don't because I do not like champagne. I don't like champagne, so
Better than champagne, but I do. I mean, mimosas, are good, but I do like the wine better.
right, yeah. Okay, all right. Okay, guys, are you guys ready for the next? Because I love these questions because they spark
Yes.
conversation with us too, right? So,
Yeah.
I also have a question for Ronald if he doesn't mind.
okay, go ahead, Karen.
Mr. Ronald, do they have Santa Claus and the brownies in Germany?
They have Saint Niklaus, and Saint Niklaus, if you say it fast, Saint Niklaus. Doesn't it sound like Santa Claus? Saint Niklaus.
Yes.
Saint,
Mhm.
and Niklaus is Niklaus, Niklaus. And the 6th of December is Saint Niklaus Day. And the tradition there is you put your shoes by the door and you get up the next morning and you'll see if you were good or bad. You either got willow switches or you got candy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but also advent calendars are from Germany as well. My son, he's 20 years old. His Oma still gets him an advent calendar each year, and behind the doors are the chocolates. And I always
does he eat them day by day, or does he eat them all at once?
No, he's patient. He'll do them day by day. He likes.
And you open it, right? And you pull it out.
Yeah, it's a little window.
Yeah, right.
And
I've always thought those are so
I used to have one of those, and I don't know what I did with it.
Now you can go to Aldi's today and get them with little shots of liquor behind every window and or beer. Or, yeah, they've got all kinds of.
No, I'll pass.
They have. Even as a kid, they had some that were. You open a window and there's just a little picture behind that. So it was just the thing of seeing what little picture you would get. But I didn't like those as much. I like the one you open the window and you get a little chocolate each.
Chocolate, right? Of course.
This is a little story about the Advent calendar. When one door closes, another door opens, and I just ate my way through the month of December.
Well,
don't the Advent calendars, they have like little doors, drawers, and then so the ones you get your son, are they filled with chocolate or what?
Yeah, they have chocolate.
But what son? What do they have?
The what?
The ones you get for your son, do they have candy inside or?
Just
The ones
chocolates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The variety chocolates. Yay.
And you know, Advent, we, you know, I grew up because mom was very traditional Catholic, because these are a lot of German Catholic
Traditions.
traditions. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we used to have an Advent wreath, and then an Advent wreath has 4 candles. The four Sundays before Weihnacht or Christmas, you would, on the first of those 4 Sundays, you'd light 1 candle, and this be after dinner. We'd play Christmas music, have some Christmas cookies, and then the second one, you'd light 2 of them, and on the 4th Sunday, you'd light all 4, and on Christmas Eve, you'd light all 4 again.
But you also you didn't say anything about the third one, Ron.
Well, I just jumped to the 4th one.
I got it.
Well,
Speaking of the Advent wreath, this is a little joke. The Advent candles are purple. So there's 3 purple ones and 1 pink one. And this Sunday is Gaudete Sunday, because we're halfway through Advent. And why is one of the candles pink? Because Mary always wanted a girl.
Oh, okay.
I
So-
had heard,
I used
I
to
heard
have.
that
Squeeze the girl in there somewhere, right? For the girl.
the third candle is pink, and that's considered Mothering Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Never understood that. We used to have we used to make Advent wreaths in elementary school, but then we would bake bread in the shape of a circle, and you can stick the candles in the bread while it's soft.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
It's kind of like braided, you know, like a braid
Like a braided loaf.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was, speaking of.
Grade
you
were
guys,
you in? What grade were you in when you did that?
Oh, it was like throughout elementary school, maybe from like grade 3 up until like grade 6 at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of our questions for later, but I want to do it now since we're bringing it up, was any Christmas traditions that you guys wanted to share. And so this is a good time. Does anybody else have any Christmas traditions that they do or that they did growing up?
When I grew up, I think we would sometimes have one gift we could open Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, I'd wake up and find a stocking full of things, and sometimes a couple things in my room. And then later on, we'd all open some gifts as well. And then I think as we got older, we started having coffee with Baileys in it in the morning on Christmas Day.
That's a good
But that's more when
one.
I was an adult.
Nice to get older.
And then we also, you know, I used to play a lot of Christmas music, especially back in the day. I still play some now, but I played a lot more when I was younger for some reason. But Christmas has been different now. But this is going to be a good year. My brother Dan and his girlfriend and I are all going to hang out. We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff during the holidays. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, that's, but you know, that reminds me of my tradition, because I did the same thing with my kids with the opening one gift on Christmas Eve. But my kids kind of got hip to it, because what the gift would always be would be a pair of pajamas, because I knew we'd be taking Christmas pictures the next morning. So they were like, so they got to the point where like, well, can we have our pajamas now? Because we'll go ahead, you know, because they knew it was going to be pajamas. And I'm like, well, we're taking Christmas pictures in the morning, and I want everybody to look nice.
Oh, I'll never forget the one night I got to open some radio shows, old radio shows. There were scary ones.
Ooh.
And then Mom and I walked to church, the nearby looking church. It was cold as heck out.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Oh, yes.
cool. Well, okay. So, and throughout, you guys, if you want to share anything, please feel free to do so. And what we'll do next is we'll go into the next question. How's that? And we were talking about Santa Claus, right?
Joined the meeting.
So speaking of Santa, name something people associate with Santa Claus.
A red suit.
That's all I'm gonna say.
The red suit, okay.
Christmas Eve.
Ho, ho, ho. He
That's
says ho,
good.
ho, ho.
Long
The
white
belly
beard.
full of jelly.
His white
Right.
beard. His
The
beard.
white beard. Okay, that's a good one.
How about the
The-
red suit?
The North
hat.
Pole.
Oh, okay.
North Pole.
Okay.
The reindeer.
Okay.
His bag of goodies.
Oh,
Bag of toys,
laps.
yeah.
The laps. The lap. Sitting on Santa's lap.
Okay.
Coming down.
All right. Oh, and I was waiting for somebody to say that one, the bag of toys, because the number one answer is presents. Presents, because you know Santa brings presents.
Oh yeah.
And and then the next one, elves. Santa is known for elves. Sleigh. Did
Which
somebody say
converts to
sleigh?
brownies in America?
Sleigh. Did somebody say? I'm sorry, Karen. What'd you say?
Which the elves are what the ITLs call brownies.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a cute name for them. So the other thing was reindeers. Another one was Mrs. Claus. And then the last one was a beard. So you guys did
Nice.
great.
That too.
Yeah, you guys did some good questions for that one. Okay. And then speaking of those reindeers, can anybody, how many reindeers did Santa have?
9.
Can anybody name them?
Rudolph, Blitzen, Donna, Dancer, Prancer, Comet,
Cupid,
Cupid.
Donald, and Vixen.
Dasher.
Dasher and Prancer, no. On Vixen.
Dasher.
Yeah.
Dasher.
I think they've all been named in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Dopey,
Yeah,
Snoopy.
That's what I always do. Stop it.
Don't forget Rudolph.
Was it 8 plus Rudolph?
All right, let's get you with who they are. I will tell you. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner,
and Blitzen.
Blitzen, and then, but nobody's
Rudolph.
naming, yes,
But do
Rudolph.
you recall?
The most famous
reindeer
reindeer
of
of all.
The last one is
That's
Rudolph.
All of
So-
the other reindeer.
So is that 9?
Yep, that was all
Okay.
9.
Mhm.
So speaking of Santa and his reindeers, this is another question that's just kind of a fun one. What are some things that are left for Santa and his reindeers
Cookies and
on
milk.
Christmas Eve?
Cookies, milk,
Sugar cubes for the
carrots,
reindeer.
Cookies.
sugar cubes.
Yes, right. You know what?
Usually for
Has
reindeer.
anybody one year for the reindeer? I actually left carrots.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I actually left carrots, and what I did, and this was recent for us, I did with my grandkids, but I actually left like 3 carrots, and I ate 1.5 and left it, and I left some carrot crumbs, so they thought that. So then my granddaughter says, she said, "You left them in the house?" That's what she said. And I said, she said, "Why would you left them in the house?" I said, "Oh, well, I was stuck. I didn't even know what to say." I said, well, my thought was, what 6-year-old is going to worry about that, right? That's what I worry about. So,
Santa always got left a Coke at our house.
right? Yes, exactly.
He got left a what? A Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Milk around
Right.
here.
From Laura Mulroney to everyone, I keep getting messages saying that the host is not allowing participants to unmute
My
themselves.
mother used to
Okay.
always make pies for Christmas. And when Santa would stop at our house, he always had a big piece of the chocolate pie, one of the chocolate pies.
Mm.
Ron,
Okay.
Yep,
you see Laura's message?
I did. Everyone is allowed to unmute, and Laura, I don't know what the problem is.
You might just want to leave the meeting and then come right back in, because sometimes I've had that issue.
She has.
Did she
Everyone, I unmuted myself.
did she try the space bar?
All
Laura,
right. Let's see.
Laura,
Hopefully
hold down your
Laura-
space bar and talk.
Ah,
Just hold down your space bar, and while you're holding it down, try talking.
And you know, I had some problems earlier too, Laura. You might want to come out and then leave out and then go back in. You may want to try that. Yeah.
That's what helped me.
Mm-hmm. Ron, do we have time for another question? I'm not sure on the time.
Sure, it's only 12:30. We're great on time.
Okay. All right.
1:30 where I am.
Yeah, 1:30 on the Eastern time zone.
Yes. Okay. All right, guys. Here's another question. Other than turkey, what else is crucial for Christmas dinner?
Ham.
Duck.
Cranberries.
Roasted chicken,
Mashed potatoes.
pickled
Sweet
herring.
potatoes.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, because you guys had got them all. So we had potatoes. So I'm going to call that mashed potatoes, right? Because it says potatoes. So we'll say mashed potatoes. I heard cranberry sauce. That was on there. Dressing / stuffing. Ham. I heard ham. And here is the funny one. Booze. That is on here, you guys. Booze.
Oh, nice.
Booze.
I didn't even think about that.
What was booze?
Booze. Yeah. Booze.
Okay.
And Ron brought this one up earlier. Sorry, guys. I'm going to jump into the next one because this is just one that Ron had just brought up when he talked about his tradition. But what is another name for Santa?
Kris Kringle.
You took me.
Saint Nick.
Any
Saint
more?
Nikolai. I can't pronounce it even if I heard Ron do it.
Okay. All right. Well, I will say this because there wasn't that many answers on this one, but Saint Nicholas was the number one answer.
That's what I thought.
Yep, Saint Nicholas. That had 60. So there's not many more because 60 out of 100 people said Saint Nicholas. Kris Kringle.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
that actually had 29. And I don't remember this one, but maybe you guys do. Have you ever Father Christmas?
Yes, I've heard
Oh
that.
yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that actually had 11. So yeah, Chris. Okay, so that was it. I thought there was more. I know Saint Nicholas. Those ones kind of go in the same thing. So yeah. So that was a good one. All right. Are you? So this is going to go into the kind of like the tradition stuff, but I want to specifically see if any of you have any of these answers on here. Something people do on Christmas Day. What is something people do on Christmas Day?
Open presents.
Go to church.
Drink
Spend
hot
time
chocolate.
with family.
Go to church. I like that one.
Right.
Visit other family members.
Eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pray. Read the Christmas story.
They go to
All
the
right.
movie theater to get away from all the people.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Go to a
Okay, so-
Chinese restaurant.
You know, Ned, that's funny. I have a friend, a whole family that does that for Thanksgiving. Isn't that funny? They go to a Chinese restaurant. That is their Thanksgiving tradition, and that is so funny. And they're American. It's not like they're Chinese, but they just, I guess, got Chinese food on. That's very non-traditional. All right, so we have open gifts. That was number one answer with 70 people. Did anybody say eat?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Eat.
Definitely.
That was on here. Did anybody say sleep?
No.
Sleep. See family. I did hear that one. And the last one was go to church. Go to church. So you guys
And nobody
did
said anything about reading the Christmas story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Out of the Bible. I just said read the Christmas story, but that's
I have kind of a tradition that my dad used to do. We always ignored it, but he would sit on the couch the whole time and watch the movie called Santa Claus. Do you guys know that movie called Santa Claus?
Mhm.
It was with it was the one who's the guy that played Tim on that little the Tool Man show? Yeah,
Mallet.
that it was the Santa Claus movie with that person in it. We used to
The
watch
Santa
that.
Claus.
Yes, the Santa Claus. Yes.
He transforms into Santa Claus, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you got to read the Santa Claus. Yeah.
Okay. I have one other question. You guys ready for another question?
Oh yeah.
What do y'all think Santa would like for Christmas?
A break.
Yeah, vacation.
Present.
Okay. Anybody else?
Probably some time in some warmer climate.
That's a toughie.
Okay, these are some. As I'm going through these answers, I'm laughing because I'm seeing a pattern with this game. Whoever created these questions, I'm seeing a pattern. So the first one is vacation, and I heard you guys say that one. And the next one, this is the pattern I'm seeing. The next gift I'm seeing is booze. Booze. They're saying booze. I seem like every answer's had booze in it, right?
The survey says.
Right. And then a new suit, a new Santa suit that wasn't on there. Oh my gosh, really? Is this on here? Okay, Mrs. Claus. That's something he would like for Christmas.
But technically, you already answered.
I know, right? I know. That's why I'm like, this is it. And then we have cookies.
Someone said Mrs. Santa Claus suit?
No, Mrs.
But
Claus.
why do you think I said milk and somebody else said cookie earlier?
Yeah, right.
He wants a new wife?
No, I guess
No,
I
he just
know.
no, that's not what that means.
It said what he said. A new Mrs.
No, it
Claus.
says he wants Mrs. Claus. That's all it says.
Oh, okay. Oh, now I get it. Okay.
Get your mind out of the
Ding,
gutter.
ding, 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 ding.
We have a winner.
Yeah. Right. I'm like, wow, okay. Some of these answers. All right. Okay.
That was a very adult answer. That's all.
Right, exactly. I'm like, I'm glad I hope there's no kids listening. So, okay. All right. Does anybody have anything they would like to share, or any more Christmas traditions, or just any thoughts they would like to share?
Well, thoughts, Christmas songs, and whatever.
Yeah. So, speaking of
Many,
Christmas songs,
this is Ned again. It's interesting, White Christmas was written by Irving Berlin, who's Jewish. And when you look at our, oh, my phone's ringing now, darn it. My landline, I can't stop it. A lot of our Christmas songs are written by Jewish songwriters.
Really? Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, guys,
recently
we
myself.
the biggest Christmas song. We did the biggest Christmas song, but what about the biggest Christmas carol? And I'm looking that up because I want to see which one it is. This is just an added bonus. What Christmas carol?
Silent Night. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Silent Night has to be it.
Charlie Brown.
Well,
Carol of the Bells.
I am going, because I'm thinking Jingle Bells too. I was just thinking the common stuff. So, but let's see. According to my Google results, the #1 Christmas carol of all. Who looked this up? It says Silent Night. How did you guys know that?
Yes.
That's what everybody always sings on all these TV shows.
Well,
The Christmas. In Charlie Brown Christmas.
It's also religious. It's also international.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And speaking of Jingle Bells was written for Thanksgiving.
Really?
I
heard
just
that.
learned that recently. Jingle
I
Bells is
didn't
written
know
for
that.
Thanksgiving, and church choirs uh, took it over and made it a Christmas song.
Hmm.
Oh.
Hmm.
Now, here's a story that
Hmm.
I grew up with in my family. I know we're being recorded, but I was a kid growing up, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but Frank Sinatra was singing Silent Night on the radio, and my mother slipped and said, Frank hasn't been round yon virgin in years. And I thought, oh my God. And I asked my mother, what did you say? Boy, she had to backtrack. She made up some story. But oh my God, you got to be careful what you say around kids.
That's funny.
We got the
That
lyrics.
is a good one. Well,
Yeah,
for
it is
Jingle
funny.
Bells, I like the Jingle Bells rock version. I like that one so much better
Yeah,
than
that's
the Jingle
cute.
Bells rock. Yeah, it's
Yes.
a cute song, and I like that one. But I also I like stuff like I know we did the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I like that song too. I would think that would be more popular than what it is. It just seems fun too. But I remember that growing up as a kid watching the show. Do you guys remember that show, the cartoon?
Yes.
Like, it was the whole little, it reminded me of Bambi kind of. I don't know why. I just always associated Bambi with Rudolph because they were both like little outcasts, I guess. So, but
Yes.
This is Ned again. As we were kids growing up, did our moms or dads let us decorate the Christmas cookies that they baked?
Yes.
Well, that's another tradition that we thing. Not Christmas
the
cookies.
Christmas tree.
I was thinking something else. We make something called black cake, and it's something similar to fruit cake. You add dried fruits and those fruits with cherries and all that other stuff
Yeah.
inside there into like a cake
Oh,
made out of
no.
molasses, brown
That
sugar.
we know. You know what? I looked up, and that's funny that you said that because what is that? Is the number one worst gift you can give somebody on Christmas Day.
What, fruitcake?
Fruit
Yes,
cake.
fruitcake.
Yes.
Yes. Fruitcake. That is the
Yes.
number one, and I'll never
Right.
forget because I was when I worked in the office, and somebody actually, left a fruitcake on my desk with, all decorated and stuff, and I was like, oh, that was sweet. But I don't know about you guys, but that is the nastiest thing ever. I cannot stand fruitcake.
Oh, I
It's
don't like it
disgusting.
either.
Let-
I don't
let-
like it.
Let me share two things fruitcake related. Besides, Jimmy Buffett has a good song called Fruitcakes. But there's a German version, and it's different than what we have here. It's called Stollen, and I'm not sure the spelling. Maybe it's Stoln, but I mean it's pronounced Stollen, and it's a loaf, more like a loaf of bread, in its shape, and I don't mean like our white bread. I mean it's more like a loaf of Bavarian bread, but it's flatter and it's coated with powdered sugar. And when it's fresh, these things are really good. And you slice them, you have it with coffee in the afternoon. My mom was down for Thanksgiving with my brother. We were eating Stollen during that time too. So, but in my previous life, before I was blind, I used to work at the prison. And one of the popular things during the holidays, they did have a bakery in Palestine that would mail, or I say mail, they would deliver these. It was a bakery. They were known for their fruit cakes, but they also had pecan cakes. And it's about a small rectangular loaf. The consistency of a fruit cake, but instead of the fruit is just loaded with pecans. And let me tell you, the fruit cakes and pound cakes that they made at Eilenberger's Bakery were delicious. They were very popular, and that pecan, the that was awesome.
I would think the pecan would be better. I can,
Yeah.
two thoughts come to mind when I hear that your story, Ron. The first one is maybe fresh, because I always associate fruitcakes as being like stale and old,
Yeah.
and like
Rick.
people have been around for a long time.
Fresh is the key. Yeah.
Right. And then the second thought that you bring up with fruitcake, because this is like they're just not soft and moist to me when you say prison. I'm like, fruitcake would be the perfect thing to hide like a shank in or a knife in or something to smuggle it
Oh,
into
yeah.
the prison.
Well,
true.
That's my thought, I think, about the fruitcake. So they're just so hard and just not.
Do people actually really eat those?
I don't. I just
Isn't
thought
the
it was
Corsicana Street Bakery
The Collins Street Bakery. That's
Collins
also,
Street Bakery. Is it in Corsicana?
yeah, it is, and they also have opened one in Waco.
But I
yeah,
thought their food cakes were pretty good.
they are pretty good. They're pretty awesome bakery. Yeah.
Well, can I ask who here on the call, does anybody here make fruitcakes themselves?
No.
No.
Yeah, it was a tradition. We call it Jamaican rum cake.
Yeah.
Now I've had a Jamaican
High
rum
on
cake.
rum
That
and
does
low
not-
on cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, rum
But
cake
that doesn't
tastes
have
good.
fruit in it, does it?
It has raisins. Well, my mom used to put raisins in hers.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
sometimes you put raisins in it. We soak the fruit like up
The
to a
raisins.
year.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in the rum and everything, and then after you add it to the cake when you're making the cake.
Yep, it's so good.
What was the
Yeah.
proof of the cake?
I know,
I don't
right?
know, but you had to have a very small piece when you were a kid. I say that.
There was proof in that.
Well, and then it's
What is the proof of the
fermenting
cake?
for a year. It was fermenting, so whatever it, doesn't it? Like the alcohol gets stronger as it
Yes, it does.
ages. So if it's waiting for a whole year,
you-
so hey, little Betty
usually-
Sue's gonna be over there tore up in the corner, feeling some kind of
Hopefully
way.
don't give it to your pets.
This is
Oh,
Ali.
I know,
This is
right?
Elisa.
Hi, Elisa.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
That they're not allowed to have chocolate either.
What's up, Elisa? Do you want to share something?
So have y'all ever had like homemade tres like pastel de tres leches?
I've had it before.
Oh,
You said homemade tres leches?
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Or any
not
kind of
homemade.
cake
I haven't
that's
had homemade.
not homemade but like store bought?
I've had both.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
I
Yeah,
prefer
they're pretty
homemade better than store bought.
Yeah, that one is
isn't
pretty
that
good.
for everything though? I mean, for me, everything tastes
agree.
better homemade because
Oh,
store bought
yeah.
is like I just feel like it's mass produced, so it doesn't get that love and tender care it put into making it. So I think that affects the taste. I'm sorry.
It does.
What is it
I
called?
agree with that.
The
What is it
cake,
called?
Alexa. The tres leches.
Is that
Elisa?
is that 3 milk?
Yes.
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Yeah.
Victoria, I'm here.
Oh, we were asking what was the name of the cake.
Tres leches.
Yes, tres leches. So
It's very moist, very
Yes, it
I
is
like
very
it.
good.
Very moist, very
Yes.
soft.
Where did it
Right.
originate from?
right. Well,
Where
guys,
did it-
that is
I think Mexico.
my
I believe it's a Hispanic.
yes, it is. It's
Yes,
Mexican. Yeah,
I
it's
eat it with a
Hispanic.
spoon. I eat it with a spoon
Yeah,
rather
it's
than a
Hispanic
fork.
cake.
Yeah, it's runny.
I
That's
drink it with
correct.
coffee.
I don't like mine's really, really moist. It has to be just right because it's got to have a little bit of firmness. So
Oh.
if it's too soggy, I'm like,
So
no.
you're Miss Goldilocks. Has to be just
Yeah.
right.
It
Right.
has to be
It's almost
just
time to
right.
go. The meeting's about to end, right?
That is funny. All right, Ron. Well, I thank you guys. Yeah, I had
Well,
fun with
thank
my
you.
questions. You guys
Yeah,
were
thank
awesome.
you.
I
Thank
didn't
you.
do so. Next time, you guys, I'm going to tell you right now. I have to do questions that are going to stump you guys a little bit more because my questions. And the last time we played a couple of months ago, like you guys get all of my answers. I think I'm gonna make up my own Family Feud game and give you guys a challenge. Okay? Give you
Victoria,
guys a
can I
little bit
make
of
a
a challenge.
suggestion?
Of course.
I play Family Feud with another group that I'm in, and we actually play on teams.
Yeah,
So-
no, we do that. We usually do that too. It's just when it's a lot of people,
We just started, letting everybody answer, but that is the ideal way to do it. And I love to do that. And I think a few of us here have actually played with us on teams before. And so we just, for time's sake, we wanted to do it just the main one. But next time, if you guys want, we can make sure we allot enough time to actually make it a competitive game if you'd like.
Right. I think we've played categories as teams in the
We
past.
have, Ned. We played that. We did Outburst as well. Remember, Ned? We did
Yes.
Outburst.
This is Elisa. I have a question.
Go ahead, Elisa.
Is everything recorded? Like even what Stacie presented is recorded too, correct?
Yes.
It is, and
It
it'll be
absolutely
posted
is.
on YouTube as well. And
Okay, because
And
because
also
you're
the-
registered, you will
Yeah.
also get
For
the
your
recipe.
email.
email.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll get
Ron,
an email.
Yep.
does that mean it's on YouTube forever?
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh, I said some bad things today.
Oh, you're recorded for posterity, my friend.
So Ned, next time we'll remind you. Say, Ned, just remember you're being recorded, so you could be
Real.
safe. But you actually did good, Ned. It's okay. You did not.
It's
do
funny. We're all adults.
Ned, I think you should enter Jeopardy.
Yeah, right. I know.
I do listen to Jeopardy every day, and
I think you should try out for Jeopardy.
no.
Jeopardy
I'll
is
get
very
to hear
humbling.
I'll get to hear y'all later talk on YouTube.
Yes.
Jeopardy is very humbling because
over the
when-
years,
when you think you know it all, they show you don't.
yeah,
Well,
over the
I
years
tell
they've
you,
had
in-
one blind contestant, and the only concession they made for him is that he had the categories in Braille.
Yeah.
So he could read the categories with his fingers, and then the rule was they couldn't buzz in until Alex Trebek finished reading the clue, because sometimes they'll buzz in early.
Yeah,
because
before,
they can read it faster than Alex is talking. And so the
Right.
rule for him was he had to finish speaking, then they could buzz in.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
and he was good because if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken, that was back when they retired you after 5 wins and you win a car.
Right. Yeah.
And he did.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Jeopardy, guys, I don't know about you guys that watch Jeopardy, but do you guys ever get excited even if your answer is wrong, but they had the same wrong answer? Like that.
Yes.
I get excited
Yeah,
when my
that's
answer
nice.
is right.
It validates
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
I get
exactly.
excited.
That
So
to me is cool
right.
because you
I was on the
you
same
think
line
you know
of
the
thought.
answer.
Right.
I get excited when I know something that they don't, and I actually know. it.
Oh yes. Oh, I do too. I do too. I'm like,
Yes.
how do I know
I
that?
find
And you
it-
don't.
I find
I
it
asked-
I find it funny when the Canadian contestants are on, and I know all the Canadian answers, but the American
Right.
contestants
They
don't
don't
know
know
any.
them.
No, I
right?
can't wait to play with you guys one of these
Yes,
days.
the Canadians do very well on
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy with a lot of the American information.
Right.
Mhm.
Well,
Now,
I'll tell you guys what. I'll let me figure out a way I can work on a Jeopardy type of questions for us here. I will try. I'll figure it out. We'll have it. It'll be adapted.
Well, me
Yes.
challenging.
I think that'll be harder for me, but yeah.
Yeah,
Some of these
I
people.
agree, Gil.
The
Well,
other thing,
I
the
will-
A lady has the question of the day. I don't know if there are those of us that play that, but you ask the A lady, what's the question of the day?
Yeah.
And then if
Oh,
you get
yeah,
it correct,
that
then you
too.
get a bonus question.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I play
Gigi,
that
you
every day.
need some hard
Oh,
stuff.
okay,
So
I'll have to try
I need
that.
you. I want to get you some
Okay.
hard stuff because you
Okay. All right. I'll
you
have to
breeze
try
through
that.
these questions.
Yes.
Trivia too. Do you guys like trivia?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Depending on the
Oh, I do. I
category.
love trivia.
I
Yeah.
know that's the thing. So
I'm weak in pop culture.
Oh, see, yeah. Well,
I'm
you better throw
surprised
some
with
in
that
there.
on you, Ned.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know all those singers and musicians.
Right.
and-
Yeah. You know what, Ned? Today's music, I'd probably be stumped myself. So I'm with you on that
Yes.
one.
Yes.
So, but and if you guys have any ideas on other games, let me know.
Yeah.
Like if you have any suggestions on other games you guys want to figure out, I promise I will make it adaptable. I'll figure out a way where we can all enjoy it. So,
Well, okay.
Well, this is
Elisa,
fun, yeah.
Elisa, you raised your hand. What's up?
No, it's been raised.
Well, it
Oh,
was
she-
raised and lowered it, but she just
Let me
raised it
check.
again just now.
I didn't mean to. I was trying to see if it was lowered and I couldn't tell.
Oh, okay.
All
All
right,
right,
well-
Ron. Well, that's it for me, Ron.
All
Thank
right,
you guys
so
for
what
being so
I
fun.
need from Victoria,
Mhm.
we're gonna keep this straight up. Everybody that's here, I've got on the spreadsheet. I need the number between 2 and 15.
All right, hold on, guys.
Get that for me.
Door
2 and
prize?
15?
What? Door prize?
Yep.
Door prize? Door prize?
Echo.
We're
Volume
gonna get a door
6.
prize.
Echo. Give me a number between 2 and 15.
Here's a number between 2 and 15. It's 12.
12. Who's number 12?
Well, guess what, Mr. Vanders? You
No.
are number
Oh.
12.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Ed.
congratulations.
You've won a $25 Amazon gift card from
Yeah.
the NFB of Texas Houston chapter.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, and
Congratulations.
you
Dad.
participated so much too. That shit
Oh.
really is worth it.
Yeah.
Right?
Now you put that in the mail. How do I get that?
Well, I send it to you by email. I'll send it to your. Do you have an Amazon account?
Yes, but is it easier to do it electronically or?
It's easy to do, but I can send you a $25 gift card in the mail. I actually even have your address, I believe.
Yeah, why don't you? Why don't you? It's easier for me to deal with a card
Okay.
as
Okay.
opposed to all that electronic stuff.
We'll take care of that. All right. Well, I
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
Well,
Thank you
Ned.
all so much. Congratulations,
And
Ned.
thank you, Victoria, for leading the second half of the
You're
program.
welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
This is so
You
much
guys made
fun
it fun.
too. Yeah.
Thank you.
I wish y'all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Thank y'all
Yeah,
for being here.
Happy
You
Hanukkah starts
too.
on the 19th. Happy Kwanzaa.
So
Right. Yeah.
we're looking forward to next year. Haven's had a great year this year, and we thank y'all for being part of this with us. So
Do you like your new offices, Ron?
CDK has left the meeting.
yes, we do. We need to get some work done on the locks, but other than that,
Laura Mulready has
we're
left the
going to
meeting.
be coming. We're going to be doing more and more there. So we
Yes.
just got the computer set up, and it's actually working, connected to the internet and all now. So we're good.
When are people going to start going in to have do crafts or stuff?
Well, that's coming in this next year. That's on our master plan. So
What?
we
Yeah.
will start having some
Stay
classes.
tuned, everybody, because we have a lot of new things coming. So you will, and we're really working on getting back in person too, because I know that's a missed thing, and we've been on Zoom for so long. So stay
I would
tuned for that. Okay.
I would like to assist you guys with whatever.